Wadley. How's my ship running?
Optimally, nothing to report for this journey, but that spill on the last trip has put us a week behind schedule.
It's not the end of the world for being late, but looks like we won't be getting our bonuses.
That's what happens when you let amateurs load insecure cargo on our ship. Unfortunately, Haley didn't catch that improper seal.
Well, Haley's only been with us for less than a year. It's one of our only mistakes since she's worked with us.
Yes, she is a good colleague, just mentioning that the systems of checks didn't save our bonuses. I do not blame her for being new, but what happened could have left us stranded or dead.
Anything else I should know?
Captain, I have a question regarding my leave request.
What's up with it? I thought it was already approved.
It is, but since we're delayed, could you authorize it to be shifted back by a week too?
I'll see that gets done. So what's your plans when you're back on Mars?
Well, first, I need to do some paperwork with the ministries over there. My government wants a headcount and health assessment of its available man pool.
What's that for?
It seems tension between the powers on Earth seem to be boiling over on Mars. The Chinese administration on Mars wants a checkup on their strength there.
They can do that?
Yes, they're the government. Usually people that live on Mars have to deal with some extra government BS. This is especially true for citizens of China. Even more for me, since I served in the military.
Is that all you're doing for your whole month there? It seems like a hassle just to go back for government shenanigans.
Oh heck no. That whole thing should have finished in half a day. I'm mostly going to visit family and take a tour of Valles Marineris with my girlfriend. It has been a long time since I've returned to see them. I thought taking time off when I needed to go back for these so-called shenanigans would be a good opportunity to spend time with them.
Well, keep me posted if there's anything new.
Will do.
Hey Haley, how's the cleanup going along?
Just finishing up my scans here, Captain. Sorry for stopping up the loading. I didn't check the last delivery of industrial fluids properly. I should have seen that it was poorly sealed. I'm just rechecking if there's any damage from any seepage underneath the flooring, sir. Not like there's much to do anyway on this journey.
That's alright. We all make mistakes. It's a learning lesson for you to be more aware of your surroundings. So, what's your findings?
Well, the ground crew did a pretty good job drying the bottom, and the electrical wiring seems to be well insulated. I already checked this disaster when we left port, and some time has already passed since then. I think everything is in working order. Just being paranoid, that's all.
Paranoid about what?
Well, I'm still relatively new to this whole intersolar travel gig, and this is my biggest mistake yet. We were so lucky that the ship didn't short circuit while en route. Imagine getting stranded in the middle of nowhere. How do we get saved if our vessel suddenly imploded? Even worse, we're traveling out in the outer system. There's basically no one out here that can save us if our ship breaks down.
It's not so bad once you get used to it. The ship is solidly built, so I wouldn't worry about it. Even if there was some kind of incident, the procedures are there to help. Better yet, I already experienced getting spaced.
You're saying you've been left stranded in outer space?
There will be some point in your career where something goes wrong with the ship. Usually a once-in-a-lifetime event. When I got stranded, the ship's engines overheated and broke down. I drifted in space for some time before we were rescued.
For you, sure, an outer system job seems normal, but this is my first time traveling past the Jupiter orbit. It's so desolate here, and the travel time is so much longer than the trips in the inner core. I'm not sure if I'll ever be okay with that.
Well, this is nothing really. We're lucky the planetary alignments to Neptune are optimum. One day, you'll experience an urgent rush order where you could be flying end to end from this system that could take a year.
I'm definitely not looking forward to that.
When we get into port, check up with company technicians again for a full sweep of the vessel. We've already lost our on-time bonuses, and while your scans may not pick up anything, I don't want to end up stranded in space again.
Got that, Captain. By the way, if I can ask, why did you choose to work out here?
Similar reasons to you. There are more opportunities out here and things to see than on the ground.
That's true. I guess all of us who chose to come up here have similar mindsets, trying to get the hell away from Earth or whatever rock you grew up in.
I should go.
Alrighty then.
Hey Captain, we have an incoming SOS transmission. Come to the bridge ASAP. Hey Captain, you may want to hear this.
This is the Pioneer Research Station. Electricity and communications are down. We require immediate assistance and evacuation. Can anyone read me?
This is the Intrepid. We read you. Please respond, Pioneer Station. Over.
Hello? Is anyone out there? Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Pioneer Station.
We can't hold a connection with them. They're not responding. Should we do something about this?
Well, it's above my pay grade to decide, but the law requires us to help those in distress.
Alright, I'm calling it now. Redirect our heading towards Pioneer Station. Let's try to render aid to them.
Aye, aye, Captain. Setting a new course. ETA in 2 hours.
Alright. Let's go and rescue the station.
Hey you, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Who am I talking to?
Not to be rude, but we're kind of a full-blown emergency right now. Formalities can wait. I need you to restart the nuclear reactors and engineering in your sector. I can't reach it from down here without endangering what's left of my team, because the elevators are bust and the staircase is too dangerous to crawl through.
Wait, why are the elevators down? Am I in danger?
The security protocol for this research station is in the event of a power failure, quarantine measures unacted and blah 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 blah. The point is something horrible happened. Can't remember what my employee handbook said, and we don't have time for this.
How safe are we here?
You won't go down with some sickness if you're wondering. The top level should be relatively safe since security evacuated the executives. but we haven't heard from them since they went up.
What should we do with the reactor?
It automatically turned off when it realized that everything's not okay down here. You just need to select the normal startup to get it running.
Alright, we'll try to do what we can.
After that, could you please come down and meet me down in the labs? You'll need to find a key pass to get down here by the elevators. Definitely would not recommend the staircase.
Where will I find those?
I reckon you should search the administration's office, security, or the living quarters.
Door is locked until electrical power is restored.
Withdrawing control rods from reactor. Electrical power online.
Who are you guys? Are you from corporate? Have you come to save us?
We heard the distress call. We're trying to find and evacuate people here.
Oh, thank God. I've been stuck here for days trying to avoid those things from eating me alive.
What happened here on this station?
I don't really know. I was sleeping when the outbreak happened, hence why I've been in my room here.
You really have no idea what's going on?
I work as a robotics manager. I genuinely have no idea what's happened. My guess is something happened in the genetics department, cause what else would have created these monstrosities?
That would be a reasonable assumption to have. Well, we're here to help you get off of this station.
Thank you very much for that. Could I ask you for one thing though? Since you guys are armed and seem to know how to deal with the hordes of undead, could you help me get to the maintenance depot across the hallway?
Why would we want to do that? We have a ship that could bring you out of here.
Well, yes, that would be good, but I'm not the only survivor on this station. There's bound to be more around here. There's a company vessel undergoing repairs in the depot, and we could use that to evacuate more people. This station alone usually hosts around 500 researchers and staff, along with thousands of clinical trial volunteers. I doubt your ship will be able to fit all of them.
I'm not sure how many of these people would be left with some degree of sentience, given the creatures we met.
Best to be prepared for any situation. The route isn't that far from here, but as you can see, I have no weapons, while you do. Would you be interested in helping me out?
It's too dangerous for me and my crew to clear out the route there. I'm certain one ship is fine for everyone here.
Are you sure about this? I can do so much more to help my fellow colleagues if I repaired that ship.
I'm certain. I recommend you go back to my ship at the terminal. It is safe and clear of zombies.
Alright then. What will you be doing in the meantime?
Find more survivors and get them on my ship for evacuation, just like what I'm doing for you.
So, you're playing the hero while I hang around your ship. Is there anything I can do to help you guys?
We have guns to defend ourselves and a ship to evacuate you guys. The only thing you can do to help us is to be ready for evacuation.
Well, looks like I won't be able to change your mind. I'll head to your ship. Good luck out there.
Welcome to Pioneer Research Station. Sorry for the poor reception. I swear, I'm not as crass as this usually. I'm Riley, by the way. Dr. Riley Kingsley, if you want to be formal. Me and what's left of the survivors on the station were stuck here for some time.
No problems. I have a ship and can get your whole crew out of this station.
Well, thank you for the offer, but I need to stay here, and I hate to intrude, but could you help me? You guys were competent enough to fight through that horde. What we're doing here is too important to abandon. We're talking about getting mankind to travel outside the solar system. My research will enable the first pioneers to set foot on Alpha Centauri or further. You managed to clear out the whole upper level, even though it was swamped by the rotting corpses of my former colleagues. So, could you help me save the research done here and humanity?
What happened here?
Can't really tell. I think something happened in genetics. I work in cryogenics and I was working with them to figure out how to prepare humans for deep space travel. 1 minute, I was analyzing some data. The next thing I knew, my bloody co-worker came knocking through my office.
So, what do we do?
Well, first of all, are you guys willing to help me and humanity out? I guess we could evacuate the station, but we'll be losing 50 years of research into deep space travel if we do that, and I spent too much effort into my study.
The work done here seems important to humanity. It's worth saving for the betterment of man.
Oh, thanks a lot. I didn't know how much groveling I'd have to do to get you to help me.
Hold on, Captain. We just fought through the undead up there, and that was considered not a lot? We don't know how many more of them are there.
The captain's right though. The research here is too important to lose from what we can tell. Expanding humanity will save or at least delay an inevitable clash humanity will face.
What do you mean by that?
Throughout history, civilization has thrived off growth. Whenever there were new lands to find, we would annex. When there were not, we would conquer. Mankind feeds off expansion. When there's nothing left to expand, we expand by taking things away from others.
I see what you mean. This is not what I was expecting to do in deep space, but I guess I'll be doing this for all of mankind.
Thanks, Wang Lei, for your inspirational, though slightly depressing speech. So, what do we do, Dr. Kingsley?
Let me explain what's at stake here. I've already told you that this station is dedicated to researching interstellar travel. My research was in cryogenics, but there were other departments too. One's in genetic research and another was in artificial intelligence. Together, we focus on conditioning humans to sleep for extended periods of time. What needs to be done right now is to return some semblance of order to this station and find out what caused this mess.
What would that entail? We're not exactly commandos. Only one of us has actual military experience.
It was enough to clear the upper stations. Down here could arguably be easier if you play your cards right. It's quite important that we clear the departments. We can't recover the data from each department here because the size is too big. More importantly, I would like to know how this whole epidemic started. We're luckily isolated from the rest of the world, so this zombie outbreak shouldn't spread outside of this station. But this research could prove to be valuable in preventing another mess like this whenever this station is back under our control and research can continue again.
So, is that why this research station is built in the outer rings? To separate the dangerous experiments you are running here from affecting the system?
Partly. Evidently, disasters deriving from scientific research such as this can be easily contained when we're out here. But another part is that a lot of our volunteers aren't exactly the type you'd like to keep in close proximity to the general populace.
What do you mean by that? Volunteers who need to be separated from the public?
Well, one of the reasons why Emory's security officers got decimated in the outbreak is that we're harboring some very dangerous criminals here, who I'd like to add, volunteered their time here to serve out their sentence asleep. Not many people would volunteer to be kept on the ice for decades. They're largely contained in my department, but do be aware that they're highly dangerous individuals. Hopefully you can avoid or negotiate your way around them instead of resorting to guns, because aside from the bloodbath that ensure, it's quite difficult rambling prisons across the system to allow volunteers to join our research.
Oh, how dangerous are we talking about?
Most of them are terrorists. Others are murderers, gangsters, or political dissidents. One's quite innocent, but she's better here than where she was before. Unfortunately, I couldn't rescue her during this chaos.
So, what are we exactly supposed to do to save your research?
You'll have to go through the Virtual Intelligence Department, since the way directly to genetics and cryogenics is filled with undead corpses. VI seems to be clear because Max, the director for it, got some of his robots to defend his department. From there, you go around the back through cryogenics, the patient accommodations, then finally to genetics.
Alright, that's all the info I need to know.
Well, good luck to you. If you need me, just use any intercom you find along the way. Also, talk with Emery. He might have something notable to say.
Warning, containment breach. Please evacuate the station for your safety. This area is currently undergoing quarantine. You are unauthorized from continuing further. Please evacuate the station immediately. Any further attempts to breach quarantine will result in deadly force. Out of the way, junkyard scrap. You will let me through.
Captain, you think that's a smart idea? I don't really think going up against a bunch of killer robots is good for our health.
Fine, we'll try to find another way.
Oh, thank God. I was worried you were going insane.